Okay, so it's the first weekend in July, and we'll take a quick look at our garden. So, take a nice overview shot there. You can see that the volunteer tomato crew has gotten way bushier. I did thin some of the things out, but for the most part I've kind of left things a little bit until I get more time to go in and take them out. So, and some of them are doing just fine. Like, definitely leave the marigolds. They have done really well, and the ones that weren't in the way I took them out, or the ones that were in the way I took them out and left those guys, so I think they'll be fine. Have a little break up the garden a bit there. So anyway, let's start with the tomatoes. And so, saw in here just a little bit ago a peek of our first ripe tomatoes for the season. So right there, it's a nice first Juliet. So, and there it is. Little grape tomato Juliet. We like this one a lot. Nice and delicious, small. They don't get too much bigger than that. So we got a couple more that are going to be coming out soon. So pretty happy about that. And obviously the small ones are usually the ones that come first. So ironically though, the smallest of all, the Sweet 100 cherry tomato here, hasn't gotten ripe yet, but there's a bunch of them right there. So won't be long before they come out too, and you got lots of flowers going around there. So and our aromas are looking good. Lots of fruit on there, lots of aphids too. We noticed those little black things there. So need to kind of start counteracting them because they are everywhere on the aromas. They're not really messing with the other tomatoes that much. A little bit, but tons and tons on the aromas. I don't know what it is about them, but anyway. So in these ones all have lots of fruit. So really happy with that. Just need to kind of watch the aphids, make sure they don't kind of get out of control. And then with the back row here, we got all the beans. So these are green beans, and we're starting to see those put their tendrils out and grab onto the fence there. So that's good. And we're going to have a pretty good number of those. Not all of them made it, but it's fine. And then some of our hyacinth beans are starting to get tall enough to grab the fence. Our new pole bean, I believe it's rattlesnake, starting to get tall. They don't look like they put up the long skinny thing quite yet. A little different growth pattern, but they're getting some good height on them. Our other hyacinth is coming along. Not getting too big, but coming there. And then the scarlet runner beans, the ones that did grow are amazing. Up to 3 feet, both of them. And then we have two that survived the attacks, and then have lots of these green stumps where something ate the leaves off of them. And I planted another 6 or so of them, and nothing's happened. So whatever's in there eating the new growth is also eating the seeds, I'm guessing. So I think if I want any more, I'll probably have to start them in the house and bring them out and then plant them, do a transplant on them. So we'll see. And then for all of our tomatoes, these are another type of paste tomato, and they're starting to put out a little bit of fruit. Not a ton, but a few here and there. Can't see any at this angle at the time, but they're doing pretty good. And then our San Marzano, another plum type or paste type tomato, plum type tomato, whatever. Getting a few on there. And then our tomatillos, putting off lots of flowers. And so we'll probably have some, oh, it looks like there might be one right there. Or at least this is what would be there. Nothing in it, but. So it's going to be producing pretty soon. And they get very viney, so main thing I want them to do is keep growing. So, and then our asparagus is nice and ferny there. And this volunteer right here, has a whole bunch of little tomatoes in it right there. And then there, and then there. So it's some sort of a cherry. I really don't know exactly what type. So we'll have to see. I was going to pull this out, and then there's fruit everywhere. So we'll let it go for at least for a little while and see what kind it is, and then go from there. So I have a hard time once it starts putting out fruit, pulling it out of the ground. But anyway, so our okra is right here. It's doing really good. There are some We got some holes in there. So something's eating a little bit. Oh, something's eating the edges too, like a leaf hopper or something. As long as we don't get a ton of aphids on there, we're usually okay. Once the aphids get on there, they really cover that thing and really put a damper on its growth. But doesn't look like that's the issue right now. So the eggplant are doing okay. They're starting to put out some flowers there. Haven't seen any fruits forming yet, but they have those beautiful purple flowers. And then with our peppers and corn and other stuff here, the corn's looking good. The ones that I replanted, some of them came up, some of them didn't. The basil is looking good now. I've been watering a lot less. I think that was kind of a problem, watering a little too much. But now those basil ones, the basil plants have taken off, and the Thai basil as well, looking pretty good there. And then our grouping of carrots is starting to grow pretty good. And we'll have to. These are just the little fingers, so we'll keep an eye on them. And then we have our peppers. Our banana peppers haven't really done anything yet because they were the tiniest. These ones here got some nice ones, and so those. I think these are the same variety. Sweet pepper. Then I don't think there's any more fruit on that one, but there's a couple forming. No, I guess not. Just a tiny little start. Those guys have some good ones. I believe that's a miniature red. Has one big fruit on it. These ones are ridiculously huge for the size of this plant. So this one's called Pinot Noir, and so it's like this purplish, yellowish one here. So those are, like I said, really big for that. So I might take at least one of those off so that the poor plant can focus on growing some more. But pretty excited about that. And yeah, so we have once again our marigolds that came up in the volunteer there, so they're looking good. So I'm just going to leave those. And then our spring garden's definitely winding down, and well, a lot of it is. So we'll be needing to take it out soon. I've just been letting these guys go out to seed, and figure then we'll just save them for seed for next year. So they have the snow peas have the huge fat peas in there. So then when we're ready, we can just take them out and then save the seed for next year. So yeah, so that needs some cleaning up pretty soon. The kale's looking good from when I cleaned it out a bit. Basically, like I said, need to get in there and kind of go through things so we can see what's in there and what's not, and stuff. We had some carrots, harvested some carrots from that the other day. They're looking pretty good. They're still growing a bit, but some of them are good size, some of them not so much. So, like I said, we just need to kind of get some of those things that are done out of there so that we can more easily maintain what we've got. So with our new plantings up here, it's the same as in the front. These little guys, whatever they are, both of those popped up, and then we had one of those, and then none of those two so far. So I'm guessing that it's the same three plantings here that are in the front in the same little pairs, and so we had similar germination stuff. So I'm guessing these, whatever variety this is here, is probably just takes a bit longer to go. So with the beans that we replanted, because there were none in that little area or this area, some of them have popped up okay, some of them popped up and then got their leaves eaten. And same thing goes for over here. We've got a few. I mean, I replanted literally about 16 to 20, and I have 4 beans right now. So I don't know, something really likes some of these varieties. I think these were the Lima, and that was the green bush bean. So anyway, squash is doing great, growing a lot, and so really putting some size on. That's just going to keep every week. It's going to just get double in size for a while. And then our carrots are turning golden here, so probably be able to get some seed soon. I don't know. I'll have to kind of look into that. The other thing is about with the carrot stuff. Excuse me. I noticed when I was looking, there was a bunch of Here they are. Well, you can make those out in the video. The little orange and black thing there. Those are lady beetle larvae. So there's a bunch of those there. So must be something that they like to eat in there, aphids or something. But anyway, that is all that stuff. So that is the garden. We have some volunteer tomatillos over here and whatnot. So anyway, things are going good. Starting to get our first little tomatoes. We'll get some peppers, and then soon we'll be having some squash. And we'll just keep an eye on things and get things cleaned up. And thanks for watching.